Okay, good evening everyone. Today we will be talking about one of the most influential people in history, John Lennon. He was also a member of one of the most influential bands called the Beatles. Everybody knows the Beatles. Even if you haven't or don't listen to music, you still should know about them. They are pretty well known. But today we will look closely at the life of John Lennon and his lasting impact on society. First and foremost, I want to talk about the music evolution. The band, the Beatles, was formed in the 1960s. The members included John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr, although John Lennon and Paul McCartney wrote most of their songs. The band had a lasting influence in music because they never took rock music for what it was. They always wanted to change and expand the genre by incorporating new techniques into their music. And according to the Daily News, and I quote, "Each new Beatles album was an event, an object in how far musical innovation could be pushed forward." The band also produced 50 number one hit songs and spent almost 1,200 weeks in the chart. But one of the main reasons why John Lennon was a very noteworthy person was because he was an activist. In addition to his meaningful music, Lennon was known for his actions. He was not very vocal when it came to multiple political issues, especially issues that he did not agree with. For example, he didn't agree with the Vietnam War, and he made sure it was known whether through his music or his interviews. In fact, after his wedding with Yoko Ono in May of 1969, he and his wife, along with a couple of his friends, did a bed-in at a hotel room in Montreal. This was a sort of protest which was then broadcasted around the world, and shortly after they began chanting his unreleased song, "Give Peace a Chance," which referred to the war. But shortly after, when Lennon released the song, it became a classic anthem against the Vietnam War. Because the 1970s was a very turbulent year, many protest songs followed Lennon's "Give Peace a Chance," from Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On" to Neil Young's "Ohio." But on the tragic day of December 8th, 1980, John Lennon was assassinated. One of his crazed fans, Mark David Chapman, shot him in front of his apartment. But eerily enough, just 3 days before his tragic death, Lennon shared some words of wisdom on his Rolling Stones interview. He said, "Give peace a chance, not shoot people for peace. All we need is love. I believe it." Several days after his death, thousands of his fans united near the Dakota to mourn him. Each December, events are held every year to commemorate the music icon's death. This was a defining moment in the 20th century that many people are still dealing with today. Despite this major tragedy, Lennon was a very influential individual who touched the hearts of many people and changed the way rock music is. John Lennon stood up for what he believed, and when he died, it was a very sad time for many people. But his many achievements in his lifetime were not forgotten.